Here we have two people in the frame. One is Kakashi and then the other one is Deadpool. So both of them are there in the field. We can see that they are separated by a little bit of distance, right? So when you go near, you know they are separated by some distance. So when we use our camera to cover people like this, when we use our camera to cover people like this, you can see that if you use your aperture like f22, that is a very narrow aperture, both Deadpool and Kakashi are going to be visible in the screen. But say you don't like Kakashi, you don't want the friend in the background, you just want to focus on Deadpool. At that time, all you have to do is switch to aperture mode and then bring down the aperture way down, the least that your lens can support. This lens, as we spoke earlier, can support 1.8. That's the minimum aperture that this lens can support. So we are going to keep the aperture value to 1.8, and then when we click a picture, you can see that Kakashi in the background is going to be completely blurred. So this is f1.8. But if you want your good friend Kakashi also to be on the screen, then you just can go to f22. So the higher the aperture, everything in the field from here to here is going to be visible. But on the other hand, if you use your aperture in such a way that it is going to be very wide, only Deadpool is going to be in focus and everything else is going to be blurred, right? So that's how we use our aperture. So in case you need selective focus, a very shallow depth of field, you can go for apertures like 1.8. If you want a very wide depth of field, everything should be in focus, at that time you can go for higher apertures. But what you have to remember is, as the aperture becomes narrow and narrow, very little light enters the camera. So the picture is going to be darker and darker, right?